Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we uncover hidden treasures from the past, explore the fascinating world of American coinage, and bring you the most unbelievable stories about coins that might just be sitting in your pocket change. Today's video is going to be extremely exciting because we are talking about a coin that looks so ordinary, yet its market value is absolutely extraordinary. Imagine holding a simple 1-cent coin in your hand, the kind you might casually spend at the store without giving it a second thought. Now imagine that very same coin being worth more than $500,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 1986 D Lincoln cent with a market value of $585,332. Now before we dive deep into the details of why this coin is so rare and valuable, let's take a step back and talk about the history of the 1986 D penny. The penny we are discussing today belongs to the famous Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which was minted from 1959 all the way until 2008. The obverse, or the front side, features the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which first appeared in 1909 to honor Lincoln's 100th birthday. On the reverse side of the coin, you will see the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely at the design, you can even spot a tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making this coin a masterpiece of detail. Now the 1986 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and here's where things get interesting. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of pennies that year. So how could one of them be worth more than $500,000? The answer lies in rarity, condition, minting errors, and collector demand. Some coins from 1986 came out of the mint with unusual mistakes. These errors could include double dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchets. For example, some pennies were accidentally struck on copper planchets that were supposed to be discontinued years earlier. Others show doubling in the lettering of words like Liberty or In God We Trust. These small variations may seem minor to the average person, but to collectors they are incredibly significant. Let's break it down further. A coin's value is determined by three major factors: rarity, grade, and demand. Rarity comes from the number of coins available in existence. Grade refers to the condition, which is carefully determined by experts using the Sheldon coin grading scale, ranging from poor to perfect mint state. Demand comes from collectors who are passionate about completing their sets or owning a piece of American history. When all three factors align perfectly, you get coins worth astronomical amounts of money. Now let's return to the star of today's video, the 1986 D 1 cent worth $585,332. Coins like this usually have either an extremely rare error, are graded at the highest level such as MS67 or MS68 red, or both. Only a handful of such coins exist, and when they come up for auction, collectors go wild. Imagine this scenario. Someone finds an old jar of coins in the attic, filled with pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. They pour them out, glance through them quickly, and almost throw the pennies back into circulation. Hidden in that pile, however, is a 1986 D penny that could change their life forever. If they took that coin to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC, and it turned out to be a rare mint state coin with an error, its value could skyrocket to the same figure we are talking about today. This is the magic of coin collecting. It's like treasure hunting in plain sight. A coin that looks like pocket change can actually hold the power of a luxury house, a sports car, or even a college education. That is why it is so important to carefully check your coins before spending them. So what should you look for in a 1986 D penny? First, pay close attention to the lettering and the date. Look for doubling, distortions, or unusual spacing. Next, examine the coin's color and luster. Brilliant red coins that have been well preserved are far more valuable than brown or heavily circulated ones. Finally, look at the coin's strike and edges. A strong, sharp strike with no damage or wear is a key sign of a higher grade coin. Another important tip is to always use a magnifying glass or even a jeweler's loupe when checking your coins. The human eye often misses tiny details that can make a massive difference in value. A simple doubling of a letter or a faint die crack can mean the difference between a 1-cent penny and a life-changing fortune. now let's talk about the market side of things. Coin collecting has been growing steadily for decades, and the demand for rare and high-grade coins continues to rise. Auctions frequently make headlines when coins sell for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. In fact, some of the most valuable coins in the world started out as ordinary pocket change, just like the 1986 penny. Collectors are willing to pay these huge sums not only because of the coin's rarity but also because of the story behind it. Coins are miniature pieces of history. Each one was minted during a specific year, under specific circumstances, and each one traveled through countless hands. Some coins might have been used in a child's lunch money, others in a store purchase, and some might have been sitting untouched in a safe for decades. So when someone pays $585,332 for a penny, they are not just buying metal. They are buying history, rarity, art, and the thrill of owning something almost no one else in the world has. Now here's a question for you, the viewer. Have you ever checked your pennies carefully? Do you have a 1986 penny in your collection, or maybe just sitting in your coin jar at home? Take a moment after this video to look through your change. You never know what you might find. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Coin collecting is not just about money. It is about passion, discovery, and connecting with history. The fact that a 1-cent coin from 1986 can be worth nearly $600,000 is proof that treasures are hidden in the most unexpected places. So keep hunting, keep learning, and keep collecting. And who knows, maybe the next rare treasure will be found in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to Rare US Coins, hit that like button, and share this video with your friends. We post new videos about hidden treasures, rare finds, and the exciting world of numismatics. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we explore the hidden treasures inside your pocket change and uncover the amazing world of collectible coins. If you are passionate about coins, rare finds, and big money surprises in small denominations, then you are in the right place. Today we are going to talk about a coin that looks ordinary at first glance but can actually be worth a fortune. I am talking about the 1986 Lincoln cent, also known as the 1986 Denver minted penny. Now before you think a penny is just 1 cent and cannot possibly be worth much, let me tell you that some examples of the 1986 penny have reached values up to $585.31 in the collector's market. Yes, you heard me correctly, over $500 for a coin that most people would overlook and spend without a second thought. This is why coin collecting is so exciting, because sometimes the smallest and most common-looking coins can surprise us with big value. Let's start with a little background about the 1986 penny. The coin features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials VDB can still be found on the coin, right beneath Lincoln's shoulder. The reverse design shows the Lincoln Memorial, which was used on pennies from 1959 all the way to 2008. The 1986 penny was minted in Denver, which is why it carries the small D mint mark located just below the date. Now what makes this coin special and valuable is not just its age, because 1986 is not that long ago in coin collecting terms. What really determines its market value is condition, rarity in higher grades, and possible mint errors. The United States Mint produced over 4 billion pennies in Denver in 1986, which means the coin itself is not rare in circulation. But the truth is that most of these coins were heavily used, scratched, worn down, and lost their luster. Finding a 1986 penny in pristine condition, graded as mint state or even gem condition, is where the big money comes in. Collectors are always searching for coins that look almost flawless, with no major scratches, with sharp details, and with original red copper shine. Such coins are extremely rare because copper coins tend to discolor and wear very quickly. When one of these top-condition 1986 pennies shows up at an auction, bidding can skyrocket. That is why some examples have been sold for values as high as $585.31. Imagine holding 1 cent in your hand that can pay for your monthly bills or even buy you something expensive just because it is a rare grade. Another aspect that adds to the excitement are mint errors. Mint errors are mistakes that happen during the coin-making process. Things like off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, or repunched mint marks. Error coins are extremely collectible and their value depends on how unique and dramatic the error is. So if you happen to find a 1986 D penny with an error, do not dismiss it. It could be worth hundreds of dollars more than its face value. Always examine both sides of the coin carefully with a magnifying glass or under good lighting. Look for doubled lettering, misplaced designs, or any unusual shapes on the edges. Now let us talk about grading. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC are trusted in the coin collecting world. They examine coins under strict standards and assign them a grade that reflects their condition. The higher the grade, the higher the value. For example, a 1986 D penny in circulated condition might just be worth a few cents to $1, but the same coin in mint state 67 red could be worth hundreds of dollars. Grading not only protects your coin but also gives it an official market value that collectors respect. So how can you find one of these valuable coins? The answer is simple. Start searching your pocket change, your old jars of coins, and your piggy banks. Sometimes treasures hide in the most unexpected places. You can also check coin rolls from the bank, because roll hunting is a great way to discover older coins in great condition. Coin shows, antique shops, and estate sales are also perfect opportunities to spot rare pieces. Remember, patience is key in coin collecting. Let us also take a moment to appreciate the history behind the penny. The Lincoln cent has been part of American life since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. It connects us to Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected presidents, and reminds us of the values of freedom and unity. Holding a penny is not just holding a coin, it is holding a piece of American history. And when that history comes with a high market value like $585, it becomes even more fascinating. So my advice is never underestimate a penny. The next time you get change back from a store or dig through an old coin jar, take a close look. You might have a 1986 D penny that could change your day or even your month. Imagine showing your friends that you found a coin worth hundreds of dollars when they thought it was only worth 1 cent. That is the magic of coin collecting. Before we wrap up, let me remind you that the coin market can change over time. Values depend on demand, availability, and collector interest. Today the market value for the 1986 D penny in high grades has been recorded at $585.31. Who knows? In the future it might rise even higher as collectors continue to chase rare examples. Thank you so much for watching this video on rare US coins. If you enjoyed learning about the 1986 D Lincoln cent and its surprising market value, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next upload, because we will keep exploring the fascinating world of rare United States coins and hidden treasures that might be sitting right in your wallet. Share this video with your friends and family, because you never know who might have a valuable coin without realizing it. Once again, this is Rare US Coins. Welcome back to Rare US Coins, the channel where we dive deep into the world of American currency history, rare finds, and the incredible hidden treasures you might already have in your pocket. If you love collecting coins, learning their stories, or simply want to know whether that small piece of change in your drawer could be worth thousands of dollars, then you are in the right place. Today's video is about one of the most surprising discoveries in the world of coin collecting. We are talking about the 1990 D 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like just an ordinary penny, the type you might use to buy candy or find under your couch cushions. But here's the shocking truth: one of these pennies has been valued at a staggering $585,330. Yes, you heard that right, over $500,000 for a coin that was minted in 1990 with the Denver Mint mark. Now you might be asking yourself, how could a coin with a face value of only 1 cent be worth such an enormous fortune? That is exactly what we are going to uncover in this video. Stay tuned, because by the end of this episode, you will understand not only why this coin is so valuable, but also how to check your own pocket change to see if you might be holding a small fortune without even realizing it. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, when it was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, there have been many changes in design, metal composition, and minting process. These small details are what make certain coins rare and highly collectible. For example, some pennies were struck with double dies, others had minting errors, and a few were produced in very limited numbers. Each of these factors can dramatically increase the market value of a coin. Now, the 1990 penny is an interesting case. Most of the pennies minted in 1990 were ordinary copper-plated zinc coins. They were produced in massive quantities, so normally, you would think they would only ever be worth 1 cent. However, certain coins from that year have been discovered with rare minting variations and errors. These unique differences are what drive collectors to bid extremely high amounts at auctions. Imagine this. You are sorting through your change, and suddenly you notice something unusual about your penny. Maybe the date looks slightly off, the mint mark appears unusual, or the design details seem sharper than normal. These small signs could mean that your coin belongs to the extremely rare group that collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for. And that is exactly the case with the 1990 penny that fetched $585,330 at auction. But what makes it so valuable? First, rarity is key. Not all 1990 pennies are worth that much, but the few that were struck with rare errors or unusual characteristics are considered almost priceless by serious collectors. Second, condition matters. Coins that are preserved in mint state or proof-like quality are far more desirable. Imagine a coin that has been sitting untouched for decades, keeping all its shine and detail. That type of preservation can easily multiply the value many times over. Third, historical and collector demand plays a huge role. When a story like this comes out, the excitement among coin enthusiasts drives the price even higher. Now let's talk about what you should look for if you want to check your own pennies. Start by carefully examining the date and mint mark. On a genuine 1990 penny, the D represents the Denver Mint. Look closely at the lettering, the Lincoln portrait, and the reverse side of the coin. If you notice doubling in the letters or numbers, unusual shapes in the mint mark, or even differences in the Lincoln Memorial design, you might have something very special. Also pay attention to the overall condition. A coin that looks brand new, with no scratches, discoloration, or wear, is always worth more. Collectors and auction houses are constantly looking for these rare coins, and stories like the $585,330 penny only increase the excitement in the community. It is amazing to think that a simple coin you carry around every day could hold the power to change your life financially. This is why coin collecting is so fascinating. It's not just about money, it's about history, art, and discovery. Every coin has a story, and some stories turn out to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The 1990 penny is the perfect example of that. So here's my advice for all of you watching. Do not ignore your pocket change. Take a moment to look through your coins, especially your pennies. You never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Keep a magnifying glass handy, do some research, and stay informed about the latest discoveries in the coin world. If you are serious about collecting, make sure you store your coins properly. Use protective cases to prevent scratches and tarnishing. Never clean your coins with harsh chemicals, because that can actually lower their value. Instead, preserve them in their natural condition. Remember, collectors value originality above everything else. And finally, stay connected with channels like Rare US Coins, where we share stories, tips, and updates about the most valuable coins in the United States. Our mission is to help you discover the hidden treasures in your own collection and keep you informed about the exciting world of numismatics. So, what do you think about the 1990 penny worth $585,330? Would you believe it if someone handed you a penny and told you it could buy you a luxury car or even a small house? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Share your stories with us, because we love hearing from fellow collectors and enthusiasts. Before you go, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to Rare US Coins.